So I'm working on my proof of concept here for the Steam sketch, or the shower sketch. And what I've discovered is I found the blueprints for an Etch-a-Sketch here, and so I've kind of copied that here. I put it on a cork board so that I could move things around as needed. And then I got it. This is just a dollar store picture frame. So it is actual glass. So again, I don't think I want glass in the shower. I want some sort of acrylic. But for proof of concept, it's gonna hang over the shower door. You know, kind of, you can see there, like one of those, you know, hooks that hangs over a door. And then just underneath, you can see the mechanism here. And I've just used I tried using just regular string at first, and what I was finding is it worked great. The string pulled around the pulleys, but when you turned the actual pulley itself, it didn't. It would just go, the pulley would turn, but the string wouldn't turn with it. So it needed to be something a little either elasticy or stickier. So I have some elastic, I don't know if you can see this, it's some elastic, you know, string that you would use for beading, like for bracelets and stuff. And then the part here where it has the knob you turn is a rubber band. And then in the center, these are just skewers, wooden skewers. They're taped onto each of the strings on the side, and then those are just straws glued together in kind of a crisscross fashion, and a pipe cleaner in the middle as the drawing implement. So the idea is when you turn the knobs here, it's going to move this vertical axis back and forth. And when you turn this knob, it's going to turn this rectangular, so this is the horizontal axis, it'll turn it back and forth. You can see it moving like that. The problem I'm running into is it's almost too elastic, so it doesn't really turn, and I'm just using spools again because I wanted to have it clear for the shower. You know, I wanted to make it as much clear as possible. I have some acrylic clear rods for this part that I'm going to use, and some clear tubing for the crossbars here. So I have a lot of clear supplies, but my problem I'm running into is these spools, if you can see the nails that I have in them, are smaller than the hole in the spool. So they're not spinning exactly right. So I might try to use some actual ball bearing for the pulleys here, but then it won't be clear. So I'm still trying to work it through it. I might try to get some sort of like waxy string that would like have some friction in it then and would catch on the pulleys. So I'm just trying a couple of different things that way, but the idea would then be you'd have in the shower, so either I would have this hang over the inside of the shower, and it would have a separate you know, acrylic piece here that would steam up. The steam would come in from underneath, it would steam up, and then, you know, this would be, all the hardware would be mounted on a second acrylic plate. So it'd be like an acrylic sandwich here with the mechanism in the center. So you actually wouldn't be drawing on your shower door, you'd be drawing on the front here. The other option is to mount it backwards and to put it on the outside of the shower with the mechanism part on the inside, so it's actually drawing on the shower. The difficulty I see with that is, you know, it's just, you're seeing the mechanism in front drawing behind it, and that's like less satisfying in my mind. So I'd rather have this part steam up, and you know, it maybe I'll even connect it to the back here, so they'll have like rods on the back around the frame, and then it'll just kind of suction on or lay on your shower door itself, but it still would actually draw on this piece here in the front. So that's the idea so far. I haven't gotten to the Arduino part yet, but what I'm thinking is that I'll have a stepper motor here that will turn these knobs to a certain point so that, you know, it can only move from here to here. It won't keep going all the way around, it'll only go here to here, so the code would stop it at a certain point when you're turning it. The other thing that I thought of is, could we make it hands-free? So some sort of sensor over here, like a light sensor or an ultrasonic sensor or something, so that when you wanted to draw, you could just kind of like Jedi, put your hand up over it, and it would go across until you took your hand away, and then it would stop. And same as over here. That way you wouldn't actually have to touch any of the knobs, because otherwise you could just make this mechanically, which is what I'm finding out now. So to make it electronic, I think I'd have to have, the motors would be attached to these two knobs, and it would stop. I'd have to code it to stop at a certain distance, here and here, right? And then I would also have to add a sensor so that you could, you know, like cover it with your hands if it's a photoresistor, or, you know, an ultrasonic sensor where you get a certain distance away. But I'd put two, one here or one for each spot here, so you could, you know, use both. If you put both on, it would make like the arcs that you see on a Etch-a-Sketch. So that's the idea so far.